Kanye is dropping this Friday, this week, December 15th. That is the latest news that we got from the two of them, Kanye and Ty Dolla $ign, Ye and Dolla $ign, for their new album, Vultures. Today we're going to take a look at this and how they announced this, what this means for the album, and if we can actually expect this thing on Friday, because as a Kanye fan, you know that it's not really that simple. So let's jump straight into this. If you want to stay up to date with everything surrounding hip-hop, make sure to subscribe and also become a part of this community by joining our Discord server in the description. Real quick, if you don't want to listen to this, make sure to skip 10 seconds into the future, but you can now sign up for my free newsletter with the first link in the description. It comes every Sunday and it recaps everything that's been happening in hip-hop over the past week, so make sure to do that. So we've been getting a lot of info for Vultures, the Ye and Dolla $ign album that is actually coming out pretty soon as far as we are concerned. We've gotten the track list that we went over in the past videos only a couple of days ago, which was pretty big, from Ty Dolla $ign himself. We got it announced. We then also have the announcement for a live listening party tonight in Miami at the Sawgrass Mills Mall, which, you know, is gonna be, I don't know how it's gonna be looking. We discussed it in yesterday's video, but it seems like it's gonna be a live listening party where they play the whole album, and then the album would make sense to drop this Friday, but they actually just announced that. And one more thing that we had, which was the last video that I dropped only a couple of hours ago, was about all the snippets that Kanye now played at this venue in Miami, that if you haven't checked out that video, it's all the snippets kind of discussed and looked at where they fit into the track list, which I really recommend after you watch this one. But now let's actually talk about this announcement from themselves. So actually, before the live listening party at the Sawgrass Mills Mall, they had a show in Miami at the LIV or Live nightclub. I don't know how to pronounce that, but they just pulled up there. It was apparently a surprise performance, so they probably planned it in advance, but they kind of didn't tell us, which is kind of weird because they also got a live listening party lined up for tonight, but we'll talk about it in a second. And this thing is obviously in Miami, and there they played a bunch of music, old songs, new songs as well. We had a couple of Kanye classics played there, but then also Vultures, so it seems like they're trying to mix both of them, but that was only for that show. And then we had the reports of them saying that this album is dropping this Friday. Now, a lot of news outlets posted this. For example, Our Generation Music, shout out to y'all guys, they also posted this with a clip that says Kanye West announces in Miami that his album with Ty Dolla $ign is called Vultures and that it's coming out this Friday. But the video they included in their post features no such announcement. I have not yet seen the actual video of them saying that it's coming out, but everybody's saying it, so I guess there's some evidence for this. Probably just the videos haven't come out yet. I haven't looked into the depths of Twitter where to find it, so maybe if you have a link to it, post it in the comments. I'm pretty sure though that this is factual because a lot of people are reporting on it, and obviously they did the show. I just haven't seen that clip exactly, but it seems like they announced that this thing is coming out this Friday, and honestly it makes sense. You know, they dropped the track list, they dropped a whole lot of snippets, they had a live listening party lined up for tonight, so this thing dropping this Friday makes sense just in the chronological order of a rollout for an album. Now, what I don't quite get is why they're doing a live listening party the night before a live listening party. I guess this one wasn't exclusively for the new album. They played some old songs. I guess that is the difference. And then tonight they're going to have the big listening party where they're also going to be playing the Vulture songs, which we've heard the snippets for, which is definitely going to be dope. And I'll make a video as soon as we have news on that, so make sure you stay subscribed because it's only going to be in a couple of hours that they're doing this show. So until then, it's going to be very exciting to see what they're doing, what snippets are going to get played, and I'll keep y'all updated. But honestly, for right now, this is all we have. You know, it's coming out this Friday. It's still coming out 2023, which is something that I didn't think we were going to see. You know, for the longest time, I was convinced that this was actually going to be 2024. Just because of the fact that we've had this been delayed for so many times. I mean, we originally had a release party for November 3rd, and that was, you know, never came. Ty Dolla $ign just posted that, and then it never actually materialized. And I get all the doubters. I get the skeptics that are saying, okay, back then we also thought it was real. We were talking about the RCF Arena. Now it's also just a post on Ty Dolla $ign's Instagram account about this listening party tonight. So we are not actually sure. And if you read any comments on posts like this, or you read the comments under my videos, everybody's saying like, okay, I'll believe it when I see it, because nobody is trusting Kanye anymore for actually coming through on a promise when it comes to dropping music. So I'll say take this with a grain of salt, this announcement that is dropping this Friday, because with Kanye, it's always kind of a gamble. And I've seen some reports already that he's not fully satisfied with what the album is sounding like right now, and that he wants to make some changes. So if really worse comes to worse, then it's not dropping this Friday, and then I guess next week will be the 22nd. That is pretty close to Christmas, so the Christmas bag is not really coming in because everybody's listening to Christmas music. The 29th is in between Christmas and New Year's, also kind of a weird date to drop because everybody's spending time with their families and they can't really do shows out there because all the holidays, and then it will be next year. So I'm still not fully sold, but we actually have a release date announced. I mean, that is the big thing that actually puts some sort of motion into this roll-up, because we never had this. We had a release party announced with a date, but we did not have an actual release date for the album, and this is the first time that they actually talked on this, and I think that this is a success when it comes to the rollout of this. Now, we know Kanye is infamous for changing stuff up until the last minute that an album drops. We had it with T-Lop, where he actually changed stuff after it was released. The same sort of situation was going on with Donda, where they dropped it without his permission. Then later on, we kind of had fixes on the album. We had a deluxe with like a part 2 to a couple of tracks, so that was a mess. Donda 2 obviously never fully came. We just kind of got this not really completed album on the stem player and then on the website, and that was changed a little bit. We had different versions. I just hope that this album is fully completed when it drops. That is one of the biggest wishes that I have, just because the last 2 Kanye releases were so messy, and it just seems like that's kind of the status quo right now. But at some point, we can't see this as acceptable. We can't just excuse it because it's Kanye. But I mean, Donda and Donda 2 could have been such amazing albums. Donda is. I'll really stick up for that. But Donda 2 could have been amazing too if the rollout hadn't been so messy, if Kanye wasn't so indecisive until the last minute and kept making changes until the last minute, and then did updated versions of the album and then uploaded them, and we had like Donda 2 version of the February 22nd, then we had version 2, then we had the stem player version, the website version. It was all over the place. I just hope this thing drops, we have it, it doesn't get changed, it's just the album the way that it is, and we can actually see it as a full body of work that we can appreciate, because I'm very excited for this album. The snippets we've heard so far, I talked about this in the video I dropped a couple of hours ago. As I said, make sure to go watch that after this one, but the snippets are sounding pretty good so far. I'm very convinced that this album will be quality-wise top-notch Kanye, because of a couple of sampling we heard, because of a couple of verses we heard, from the features we heard, Thugger on there, goddamn. So I'm very sold that this album, quality-wise, is pretty good if he actually just, kind of decides that it is finished and it's a finished product and puts it out there. So that's my thoughts on this announcement. We actually have a date now, this Friday, December 15th. I'll keep y'all updated if anything happens. Also, I'll drop a video right after that release party in Miami tonight, because that'll be really interesting to see what happens there. But until then, let me know what y'all think about this. Do you think that this is actually dropping this Friday, December 15th, or do you think it'll actually get delayed into next year? Let me know all your thoughts on this in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and y'all take care.